Today I'm going to talk about real experts in the stock market. How to identify who are real experts and who are fake experts in the stock market. If somebody is telling you that they make a lot of cash in the stock market every day and they will teach you everything about stock market. But before accepting this as a truth, just wait and ask the so-called stock market experts about their trade receipts. And in case you don't know what trade receipt is, let me tell you. Trade receipt is a computerized statement which you receive from your stockbroker at the end of the trading day. It tells you which stocks you had bought or sold, and at what price, and at what time, and the number of stocks on any specific trading day. It also tells you whether you have booked profits or losses, and the cash which you have lost or gained during that trading day. It will also tell you the name of your broker, or the stockbroker's company's name and address, and whether it is registered with the stock market regulator of the country in which you trade. Now ask these type of details to the so-called stock market experts that claim that they know everything about stock market and they can teach you everything. I think whenever any investor wants to learn about stock market from the so-called stock market experts, these people who are new to the stock market should ask these experts about the investing activities and ask them to show the evidence in the form of trade receipts. So before you register for any of the online courses about stock market, ask these experts few of these questions. First, which were the stocks you bought or sold that generated huge profits for you? Or when you had bought or sold these stocks, the exact time and date? Or what are the exact profits or losses that you generated over these years? Ask them the numbers. Now don't just believe in what they are telling you orally. Tell them to show the evidence in the form of yearly trading report, which is given to them by their stockbrokers, through which they trade or invest through in the stock market. So now how to know that these so-called stock market experts are giving you real evidence in the form of stockbroker reports? For that, to check whether their stockbroker is registered or not with the stock market regulator of that country. Then check their stockbroker's registered number, which can be alphanumeric, and then check and verify it. Now then compare it with what they're telling you and what they have actually done. Now there are other types of so-called stock market experts. They will tell you that they had invested into one stock when that was at a lower price, and the stock price of the stock multiplied 100 times, and because of which they made a lot of cash. Now the so-called stock market experts have basically won a lottery, and they are not real experts. They were just lucky. Now the kind of stocks that can be bought at a very cheap price, that can grow in future, that can make you billions of dollars, are very rare. Now these lucky so-called stock market experts are not the right people to learn about stock market, because they have just got lucky, and just once. Not all investors can make cash by following this road, because it is based on luck. Now there are so-called media stock market experts, and these people will try to influence you. Let me tell you how. If you see anybody talking about the company and tells you that it is a good investment, and they are telling you to buy the stock, and the stock price is going to go higher in next few days, then be careful. In a lot of cases, the person who is telling you to buy that specific stock has already bought that stock, and that person now wants to sell that stock at a very high price. So if you listen to that advice and buy that stock which that person wants you to buy, the stock price will rise because people will buy in larger quantities. That will push that stock price up, and then the so-called stock market expert will sell that stock at a higher price, making huge profit for himself. And when that so-called stock market expert sells that specific stock in larger quantities, the stock price will come crashing down, and the investor who had followed the advice of the so-called stock market expert will see that the stock is not profitable any longer. So if any person is telling you to make that investment decision, be careful. Let me give an example. If a so-called stock market expert buys a specific stock at a market price of 100 in larger quantities, and to make a profit, that stock price has to go up. Now what the stock market expert will do is that he will tell a lot of people to buy the stock by influencing them, by telling few good things about the stock. And when those people who are influenced by this expert will buy that stock at 100, in larger quantities, and because of this, market price of that stock can rise higher and higher. Let us take an example. And after this, the price reaches at 120, and at the new price of 120, the stock market expert will sell the stock and gain huge profit. And when he will sell that stock, the market price of that will come crashing down, for example at 70. And at this market price, all those investors that had bought the stock at 100 are facing losses at 70, and the loss which they are facing is 30. Then there are other so-called stock market experts that tell, come to us and we will give you the formula for stock market, and if you come to us and learn from us, then you will become next stock market expert. They will try to influence a lot of people through advertising and marketing by giving few examples of people that made cash in stock market. Now you have to look through their advertising and marketing strategy. If the so-called stock market experts are true experts and they have gained a lot of wealth through stock market, then they should be busy with their next investment strategy and not advertising and marketing themselves. Have you ever seen real investors that made a lot of wealth through stock market advertising and marketing their online courses? Of course not, because they are busy in identifying next investment idea. Now the real question is that how to identify good online stock market courses that are actually good and bad online stock market courses that are of no use at all. First, if you are registered for online stock market courses, study what they are teaching and follow their advice by actually investing in stock market. And then if you are making profits regularly, not just once or twice, but regularly, and if you are making huge profits and avoiding huge losses, that shows that the online stock market course is good and real. That is actually helping you to create wealth. But if you are following all the advice of your stock market teacher, and when you apply that to real life investing and you are regularly making huge losses and very little profits, then the stock market course is not good and that teacher is fraud, and that's a fact. Look, everybody who is into stock market is there to make profit. They are in for themselves and not for you or other people, and you have to understand this basic reality. Therefore, investors have to decide for themselves and do not completely trust others if you are making any investment or trading decision for yourself. Let me tell you about myself. I am highly educated in the field of finance. I have masters in finance and various other highly recognized financial certifications. If I want to sell online or offline course, even I can do that. But my real source of income comes from investing into stock market and various other investments in financial assets, and not through selling online or offline courses. If you want to go for any stock market courses, go forward and register for that course and apply all those things that you have learned from that course. But if you find that when you apply all that knowledge in real life investing and things are not working out for you, that is, you are not making real profits, then that course is of no use at all, and the person who is teaching you that course is fraud. And this is how you need to identify stock market courses that are good and stock market courses that are bad. The reality is that there are just few good stock market courses and good finance teachers, both online and offline, but rest are fraud and of no use at all.